Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and welcome back to another installment of Ask Your Spiritual Questions or Answering Your Spiritual Questions using my pendulum. And today we have a really great question, and I just want to get started right away. I'm very excited to get going with this. And the question is, do we have a soul contract with everyone we encounter for the lifetime? Is there a specialized counsel that advises souls when we make our soul contracts? Or is it just the soul's higher self? Interesting. This is an educated question. So thank you very much. Okay, so let me just ask, Pendulum, is right now a good time for me to ask questions? And that's my yes. And am I 7 feet tall? No, that's my no. Is my first name Jean? And that's my yes. Very good. Thank you. Do we have soul contracts with everyone we encounter in this lifetime? No. Do we have soul contracts with everyone who is a meaningful part of our lives, whether it's friends, family, coworkers? Yes. Do we have soul contracts with people who we don't meet in our lives? No. Like, for instance, do I have a soul contract with, um, oh, I don't know, the school bus driver if I'm not interacting with them? Do I have a soul contract with a school bus driver if I'm not interacting with them? No. So do we have a soul contract with those people who we have an emotional attachment with? Saying yes. Okay. So it's important to be emotionally attached. So do we have a soul contract with, let's say, a homeless guy out on the street? No. If we help that homeless guy, do we have a soul contract with them? Yes. If we end up helping them, we do, because it's an emotional um, connection. Do we have do we have a soul contract with people in our lives that we do not have a emotional connection with? No. Is having an emotional connection a short telltale sign that we have a contract with them? Wow. Isn't that interesting? It's saying yes, 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 yes. So it's not everyone we encounter, but it's important to have that emotional connection. So, if we are in the service industry and we help people, let's say we're a wedding planner and we are interested and invested in each and every wedding. Do we have a soul contract with each and every one of those people? Wow. Yes. Wow. Because the contract is for us to come in and assist them with this part in their lives. And there's something teachable, something that is a lesson to be learned or a new perspective to be gained. Interesting. So you would have to have some level of compassion. Do I have a soul contract for the what's that called? DoorDash. Do I have a soul contract with the DoorDash delivery person? No. If I had a delivery person, would I have a soul contract with them? No. So it would have to be somebody who's emotionally involved. Um, if I were on if I were um hmm, trying to think of a scenario. If I was in a beauty contest and the judges, would I have a soul contract with the judges? No. If I was one of the top 3 runners up, if I was one of the top 3 contestants, would I have a soul contract with the judges? Wow. emotionally invested, emotionally connected. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. And it's going crazy here. I'm going to try and push this down just a little bit if I can. Um, is there a specialized counsel that advises us when we make soul contracts? Is there a council or an advisory group that helps us with our soul contracts? No. Is it our higher self that determines our soul contracts? Oh, it's saying around. So it's not exactly. Hmm, it's not exactly our higher self. It's something like that. Okay, so is it a group, an outside council, and in like our um, is it our spirit guides and angels that advise us on our soul contracts? No. Is it a part of us that do we determine our own soul contracts when we come into this world? Yes, it is a part of us. And is this the greater oversoul? Is this the greater oversoul? It's around. It's around. Is this um is this our soul group that helps us to decide our soul contracts? No. So is it us? Is it a higher vibrational soul level part of us that determines our soul contracts? Absolutely. Look at that. It's all in our own hands. Look at that. It's so strong. Wow. Wow. Okay. Is there an advisory board if we need to check with? No, there's not even one to check with. I think we're used to being human so much that we always have an outside source. Is this um like a game? Is this like a game when we decide who to have contracts with? Yes. Is this a happy and a exciting adventure when we decide our soul contracts? Yes. Do we have is this emotional attachment or this emotional involvement with people with our soul contracts, is this a way for our souls to grow and to elevate and to expand in our awareness? Yes. And yes, 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 yes. I know I was trying to think of all the words to see if it would say no, but that was all the words that I could think of right now. Is it um is it possible? I think I asked this before, but I want to ask it here. Is it possible to cancel or to break a soul contract? Is it possible to cancel? No, because it's something that we agreed upon before coming into this world. It would make it's already decided. It's already decided. There is no canceling. Is suffering and being challenged through our soul contracts part of the soul contract? Yes, it's all part of it. It's all part of it. And the more that we suffer and the more that we are emotionally um, challenged in our soul contracts, the more that we have to grow, the more possibility we have to grow. And this is saying yes, 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 absolutely. Wow. Um, Okay, so I just saw it now. One second. Let me change the question. Usually don't do this, but I just saw this one. This is the next question, and this is where I saw, is it possible to break soul contracts? So I wanted to bring it in here. And the other question is, do we choose our birth date before we incarnate? Do we choose the day that we come into this earth? Yep. Uh-huh. Absolutely. And is the astrological alignment considered when we come into this world? Does this help to shape our lives? Absolutely, for sure. Yep. And I wanted to answer this and tell you a little story about somebody who wanted to know if they were going to be pregnant, this year or next year, and they were wondering when they were going to start their family. And so I went to the soul of their unborn child on the other side, waiting to come in, and asked, when it would be coming in, and they couldn't tell me an exact date. And I said, does it have to do with the astrological alignment? And they said yes, and they showed me an image of, at double dutches, the jump rope where they double dutch, and when you play double dutch, you have to like kind of go like this, and like and get the rhythm. And then when you see an opening, you jump in the double dutch, and you have to be, it's very hard to jump in and not skip the rope, which means, step on the rope or something. So it's really important for that rhythm to be there, that opening to be there, that um, it's really a precise moment that it is determined on when we come into this world. And it's fascinating. It is really, really fascinating. um, is it a timing? Is it very much a timing when we come into this world? Yes. And how important is the day that we are born? Is it 50% important? Is it more than 50 is it 50% or more important? Oh, no. Is it 20% important to our lives the day that we come in? Yeah. Okay. So is it 40% important? Around? Is it 35% important? No. Is it 30% important? Yes. So maybe it's like a third of our, like it determines one third of our character, perhaps, or that what happens to us, or when we're born, what era we're born, what month we're born. All of these character traits that determine who we are, and what we're like in the astrological zodiac, or what do I want to say? You guys know what I want to say. Our I forget what it's called, but it's all of our star sign, our sun signs, and this astrological lineup is about 30% important to how we live our lives, and the rest would be our experience and our soul contracts. I think it's all a part of a bigger picture. Is when we come into our lives part of the bigger picture? Yes. Is who our soul contracts, is this 100% determine our lives? No. Is our soul contracts 50% of determining our lives? Yep. Is our soul contracts 75% determining our lives? No. Is our soul contracts 60%, 65% determining our lives? Yes. Is it one third and two thirds? And they're like around. They're like, come on, Gene. I can hear them. I can hear them talk to me, and they're like, come on, you don't know this exact answer. It's not an exact science. It's approximately, around there, is what they're saying, which is really fascinating. I hadn't even considered that. But I do think that we choose our birth date, and I think that it's all about timing. I think that we wait for the moment when it's right to come in, and then we come in. I think that it is there's so much free will here and so many variables that it's hard to say, I want to be born December 31st of this year, and then go ahead and do that. It has to be the energy is right, the timing is right. Obviously, we all know other things have to be going on at that time as well. And but you never know. You never know. That was a really interesting question. So thank you all very much. If you would like me to consider one of your spiritual questions for my pendulum, please do leave your question below. If you would like me to mention your name, please add it to the question itself so that I know it's okay to mention your name. And thank you again, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.